Honey, where's my honeydew? Where is my honeydew? Mmm, so good. Ah, the famous honeymoon phase. It's great when you're eating the honeydew. It tastes so sweet. Everything is so nice. Everything is great. Everything's perfect in the world. Then when your honeydew is gone, then you realize, well, there's that one piece of honeydew in there that just didn't sit right with me. Maybe it wasn't as good as I thought it was. As trumpet players, we go through mouthpieces like a pair of socks or even like a pair of reeds for woodwinds. And in doing so, we basically find our particular mouthpiece and our different sizes by trial and error. Usually start off in junior high or high school with a 5C, 7C, or even a 3C mouthpiece, usually Bach or Yamaha. And then your friend in high school said to you, "Hey, you want to buy a new mouthpiece?" Like, no, I'm okay, thanks. Sure, why not? Wow, is this gold plated? What's the difference between this mouthpiece and the other mouthpieces I've tried? Man, this mouthpiece is great. It's got nice warm tone, nice dark colors. You're gonna sound great everywhere, every register, no problem. All right, okay, I'll give it a shot. So this is a Monet flugelhorn mouthpiece, eh? Okay. Wow, it's amazing. It sounds so warm and decadent, and this is great. Wow, I'm going to use this for all my playing. There's one thing that I just noticed about this mouthpiece after playing it for a while. It's not matching with the rest of my section. It sounds more warmer than the rest of the other trumpets. The other trumpets sound more brighter than this mouthpiece does. It's not matching, and I can't punch out those notes that I want to punch out for the staccatos or the. Maybe this mouthpiece is good for some things, but it doesn't work for every type of band setting. So maybe I should just go back to the other mouthpiece that I have. There's nothing wrong with trying out different mouthpieces, is that some mouthpieces are good for certain scenarios, like for orchestra or for jazz or for solo work. I was using a Monet flugelhorn mouthpiece for over a year because I had all this jaw pain, and I thought this would be the solution. It was very good for the low range pedal tones, mid range section, and then as I went to the higher octaves, it would get very airy. There wouldn't be as much tone. It would be very. During the honeymoon phase, if you feel any pain or any abnormal pain that you feel from playing on a mouthpiece, it's probably best to stop, and there's probably some type of sizing issue with the mouthpiece that isn't working with your particular jawline or lips. It's not like with my AR resonance mouthpiece, which is kind of good all over range. So pedal tones, middle range, high register, it's all about even. It's all even, and I don't find I get that jaw pain because I'm not trying as hard in the upper register with a deeper mouthpiece like this one. So settings is another thing. So if you're playing a solo jazz gig and you want to sound like flugelhorn, you can have a flugelhorn adapter from KG Music from Ukraine, and you can use this as if you don't have a flugelhorn, you can use this for a nice, soft, low sounding, warm sounding, let's say with a piano accompaniment or something like that. But then if you want to play like orchestra, or if you want to play, some type of lead solo work, then you want to play like on a regular type mouthpiece. Is that there will be a point where your lips won't feel the difference between if a mouthpiece is deeper or shallower. It's only after, I'd say, a couple weeks is where you finally decide, okay, my slotting isn't there, the tuning is a little bit different for these different notes. Maybe my high register isn't as clear to articulate on this mouthpiece as another mouthpiece is. There are an infinite amount of combinations for mouthpieces, and for one of my mouthpieces, it even has the top that screws off and then screws back on. Or there's other mouthpieces that you can buy an entire set of mouthpieces where you can have tops that screw off and they have different rim diameters and different throat sizes, all that stuff. The downside to trying all these different mouthpieces is that unless you have friends that can lend you a mouthpiece, it's pretty expensive to buy mouthpieces every couple years. Best thing to do if you want to try out mouthpieces, try different companies and see if they have a return policy after a certain amount of time, or find mouthpieces on like Facebook Marketplace or eBay. See if they're cheap enough for you to buy them, so that you can have them in your arsenal, so you can try out different gigs with different mouthpieces. Thanks so much for watching this video on the honeymoon versus honeydew phase. If you like this content and other stuff on my channel, don't forget to subscribe.